All right, want to welcome you to Mustang Voices. We have a special edition today. We're going to take a little tour. We've been working with our Citizens Advisory Committee. We've come through 6 meetings and basically have given all the background. Hope you're looking at that on our website, and you can see all the agendas, the meeting minutes, all those pieces off of our website. If you'll just go to Parents and Students, and underneath that you'll look at the Citizens Advisory Committee. And so today what we want to do is we're at the Friendswood ISD Annex, the boardroom. Probably several of you have been in the boardroom. We had a city school meeting in here. We have our famous police chief from Friendswood ISD here. We just got done with our city school meeting, which is an important meeting to us. But I think there's a feeling out there that this annex is an empty building. And so I just want to take you on a tour, the same tour that we went on with our Citizens Advisory Committee around the annex building, the old junior high, for those of you who've been here. So in this building, we have 51 employees who work in here, who office in here. They might be itinerant. They may come here and then move out to the campuses. So we have 51 employees in here, and to give you a little perspective, we have 53 employees at Winsong. So very similar numbers to the campus. So I'm walking down this hallway. It would be the one right outside the boardroom. And in this hallway we have technology is housed. And so we have training rooms as well. This is one of our training rooms that we bring teachers over, or we have some of our work with our teachers when we need large groups. It's one of really 3 training rooms in this annex building. So this hallway, we care for our network operations center is going. This room right here is one where our tech services employees work. To see what we got going in here. How you doing this morning? How are you? Good. Our tech guys work out of this office onto the campuses, but then come back to work. Brian Smith works out of this office to help keep our teaching and learning technology going at all times. So with technology, we have 12 employees total that office out of this building. This is where our PIMs coordinators are, and they're working on PIMs right now. How are y'all doing this morning? We're taking a little tour. Say hello to everyone in Friendswood. Hi. They got lots of work going on in here. That's right. PIMs. I'll get that PIMs thing done today. All right, good. Then we have our director of technology, our network coordinator. They're in here. How are you this morning? Good morning. Good morning. How's it going in here? We're great. Good. We'll see if Mike's in here. Mike's in here working. He keeps all of our networks going. Tanya's our executive director. She's in here going this morning. This is their conference room. Taking a little tour this morning.
Fantastic. Don't mind the mess.
Don't mind the mess. Okay. Have a good Thanksgiving.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Then also in here, food services are housed. So food services, we have 2 employees, I think, that's in here. Actually 3 employees. Morning, everyone. How are we doing this morning? And so Aramark runs our food service for this facility. So anything food services comes through here. Y'all have a great day. Then we also... Education Foundation Director Ashley is over at our office at administration, but they meet a lot of their large meetings for their directors happen in here. And then Community Ed, this is important for you to know. Community Ed, Kelly Browning's in here. Good morning, Kelly.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Good. Community Ed office is in here. So anything Community Ed, you just come to these front doors that are right along Laurel Drive. You can come in, and Kelly's here. How often are you here, Kelly?
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from about 9 to 2. Yeah.
So she can help you with that. Also, just email her if need be, or hit the website and connect with them about their classes. We'll have spring classes coming up, and then summer's really big. So she does a lot of work for us. Have a good day, Kelly.
Thanks, guys.
Okay. So she's... Community Ed, we have 1 employee in there, so we've walked by 12 technology, 3 food service. Now we're moving towards special education, but this is also a training center. One of our training rooms used to be the old library for any of you who went to this junior high. We're getting ready today. Our administration building's having lunch together. for Thanksgiving, so they're setting up in here for that. This is their lounge for all those 50-plus employees, where they can have break room and do what they need to do in this area. And then this hallway, coming in the other side, is our special education. So our special education director is housed in this hallway. Let's keep going special ed, and then we'll backtrack, Dana. This is where our special ed director is, her secretary, and then we have a large conference room in here that they can meet and discuss all things special education. And then before we head the rest of that way, let's pop up to the front. You could actually access special education through this hallway, but also we have our own tax office, and we have 2 employees in here. Good morning. How are you this morning? They're already decorated for Christmas, so you can see their tax offices in the holiday spirit. And then you can also access special ed from this doorway here. They're already set for Christmas too. Festive spirit here in Friendswood ISD. All right, so that was the front. We're going back down, special ed. So you can see Caroline Jones, speech path. It's her office, but she's probably out on the campus right now. Here's another list. You want to catch that? Some of our special ed LSSPs and folks who help do assessments. A file room for special ed. If you've ever seen lots of files before, we got lots of things going on in here. And then we're walking back down the hallway here and continuing our training room area. We have another list. You can see some of the offices in here for those who are in this area. They're out on campuses right now, but we'll return back to handle what their paperwork is for the day. So just to kind of give you a frame of reference, we're back down. Hallway right here goes back to where the boardroom would be. And then we have, we hold classes over here. We have a classroom for our 3 to 5-year-old speech students that come in. We also hold ESL classes, other classes in the summertime to help with students. This is a room that we use. This is an for, they have old computer parts in here, and then we store some maintenance equipment. So we're going to go out the back door, and we're going to go. Yeah, we're hoping to keep connection with our Wi-Fi. Dana's watching to make sure we stay. If we don't, we'll hook back up again. So if we lose you, we'll come right back. So give you some orientation here. You want to shoot just kind of out here. This is the circle driveway that's out by the Annex area. So we're going to come through this back door to those of you who went to Friendswood Junior High, the snack bar area. So this is the cheer shack where our cheerleaders come to practice after school. And right now we have 45 Friendswood High School cheerleaders and 33 junior high cheerleaders, and their competitive group comes. And this floor you can see is a soft floor. They can put together different springs, right now they come over to this area, and it's a specialized area for them to hold their cheer events and really practice. So the other thing that this room is used for is during SAT, AP testing. We'll pull the pads out of this room, put up tables, and we'll bring high school students over here because we don't have an area at the high school to be able to test them. So AP testing in the spring, you would see this room full of students. All right, we're going to go back outside and walk down the back way to what's called the transition. It's shaped like a piece of pizza. We won't go inside there, or like a pizza. We're not going to go inside there because we have students in there working. On any given day, we would have 16 students that are students that are, I'm going to walk away from this air conditioner, 18 to 22 that are special needs students who are in the transition phase. We're working on life skills or transition, and they do great things here. This facility, I wish we could go inside for you to see it. But this facility, one section, for example, would be for them for exercise. One section would be a kitchen where they cook their own foods as they transition to learn how to care, life care. One section is a living area, folding clothes, folding towels. One section is a sensory room that may be needed. They go out from here to businesses across Friendswood to learn to transition into the workforce for where they could be. It's a unique place. We have a center, it's a different programming, and it's been really great for our kids. Ariel Downing is a teacher in there. This is where we would go in and do that. So something really great here. These portables that are out under the oak trees right now, we're renting those to a church facility that rents our auditorium that we're going to look at here in just a minute, and these portables. And so right now, that allows us to generate revenue about $18,000 a year through that rental agreement, which goes directly back into revenue to pay for salaries and different operational expenses. So we're going to walk through this back area and go into the old building, the building that's on 1939, and housed the first Friendswood School. It's why we do Under the Oaks every year. Team of several retired, some of our retired Friendswood ISD employees and different folks that have done a phenomenal job of putting this museum and capturing the original school. All right, Dana, let's keep moving down here. Going back down, we can shoot down. This is the hallway, and the hallway for our museum that you can come to every Saturday, or not every Saturday, one Saturday a month it's open, or at homecoming, July 4th, it's open. This is a meeting room, and the floors in the original school are hardwood floors. They're beautiful. We have our Christmas tree getting ready. We have do you remember when the lighting is for that tree?
December 4th at 7 p.m.
We'd love to have you come. They'll have some wassail, some hot chocolate, and they'll be lighting that Christmas tree. And then just a panorama of Friendswood history in this room. And so what we use this room for, we meet in here. We have special events. Groups come in here and meet, sit, eat together. And just sit within the history. One of the things I do is our leadership team meets in here several times, but it's always good for us to touch back on who we are, the connection to the foundation of history. We won't take a lot of time to go through, but some really interesting things. You know, you have the initial class, 1944 class, and then you work your way down with pictures of these old classes who were, here at Friendswood back in the day. Then each room has its own theme. This is one of the history rooms that has a history of Friendswood and Friendswood ISD just in general. We have a lot of, as in Friendswood, weekend, our band just went to state, got 6th in the state. Of state cross-country runners. We have a history of performing strong. This room is dedicated to the musical, Dr. Kennedy. We could probably call it the Dr. Merlin Kennedy room. Dedicated to the musicals that I'm sure some of all of you have seen. If you haven't, you got to go see that. See a musical. A lot of good history in here to see. So that's a musical room. Original work from some of our early Friendswood students. This is basically set up in a way that looks like it was back when this facility ran. No air conditioning back in those days. Hadn't been pretty warm. Let's see, class of 1986. My class picture right here.
Do you know where you are?
No, I'm not sure where I am on this picture.
You got to be on the top row, huh?
Probably. State championship banner from 1969 for Friendswood. Then this room is dedicated to the athletics portion. So you have jerseys, different things in here. Really neat. Homecoming homecoming queen dresses and pictures. Then we're going to walk down to probably one of the most rented facilities in Friendswood ISD, and that's our girls' gym. If you've been part of any kind of little dribblers, basketball or anything, you've probably played or coached or been in here at one time to watch somebody in this gym. But still very functional gym. We rent this facility and also sometimes have to use it for practices for some of our student athletes. We house lacrosse in these locker rooms, and in the field out here we have lacrosse players. We have 35 boys lacrosse players and 25 girls, and then we'll walk back to a wrestling room that we've built, and we have 28 boys wrestlers, 9 girls wrestlers who come over after school, and this is the facility that they use. There's what we would call the old boys gym, another gym that we rent to a gymnastics group, and that generates about $40,000 a year in revenue for Friendswood ISD, again to put back to the bottom line to allow us to operate Friendswood ISD. So as you can see, these facilities are used or rented to help us generate that revenue. Oak trees out front. Some of our things that we love about Friendswood ISD are those oak trees. We're going to pop out this back door, and the last thing that I want to show you is that wrestling area. See if we can go through this back door. We're back out where the round building is. These are where the lacrosse locker rooms would be utilized in here. So you can kind of get a feel for where we are out along that street where the gyms are located. So we're going to walk into what was the old band hall at the junior high. And this room has been made into a wrestling room. So this is where our wrestlers practice each day. If we have a meet, we have the meet actually up at Friendswood High School. We roll out mats. But where they practice, we have a locker room area in the back here for our wrestlers to dress out, and then they spend their time wrestling in each day. Our head coach, Coach Bird, and his assistant coaches meet and give you an idea of what this annex was used for, how many employees we have, just an idea of when you drive by, it looks, I guess, from the outside like in a building that we don't use, especially with our new junior high. But gave that tour to our Citizens Advisory Committee and wanted to do the same for all of you. Dana, do you know, did Stacy get any questions or anything like that?
We did not get any questions.
Okay. Again, if you have questions, feel free just to pop them up at the bottom of this comment section, and even if you're not watching right now and you watch it later on this afternoon or this week and have some questions about the utilization of this facility or something I may have said, please just pop that question in and we'd be happy to answer those questions. So thanks for walking along on the tour with us. We may be going on a few more here in the next few weeks. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Enjoy your time off next week, being together as a family and a community. Grateful, Thanksgiving is a time to be thankful, and just thankful for our community and for the culture that you provide, that we join with you to provide to make Friendswood ISD what it is. So remember, tomorrow be cheering for our Friendswood volleyball team. They play at 1 o'clock. If you look at any of our social media, you'll see a link to be able to, is it live stream, Dana, to live stream that? I'll be up there cheering on our volleyball team. If we win, we would play Saturday. I believe it's at 3 for a state championship. So that's what we're hoping for. Our football team plays in NRG at 6 o'clock on Saturday evening. We will be blue out on our side. We're the home team. Tony Hopkins, the voice of the Mustangs, will be our announcer that night, so we're pretty excited about having that voice that we're familiar with. cheering us on and announcing that evening. So a lot of great things going on this weekend as we lead in. I know basketball plays a couple games Monday and Tuesday, the boys, as they lead into Thanksgiving break. So again, just grateful for you, grateful for our Citizens Advisory Committee, the work they're doing. Our next meeting is as soon as we get back from Thanksgiving break. They'll be making deliberations, making a recommendation to the board on their charge to put together a bond recommendation with a threshold of $125 million. Around that mark is the parameters that the board's given them. One that helps us with our growth. This year and I know I mentioned this last time, we've grown by the largest amount of students that we have in the past 30 years. So the growth is beginning to occur. Our city school meeting this morning, we learned about our neighborhoods that are rapidly going to start advancing and dealing with that, and just our programming, what our strategic plan calls for and asks for in terms of authentic learning experiences and redefining success to allow our students to have those opportunities that other school districts have around them. We have tremendous students, tremendous family involvement, and so facilities that will match up with that is what they're considering. So again, have a great Thanksgiving. Grateful for Friendswood, grateful for all of you. Have a great day.